Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the second breaking news show of the day. This is the first time ever that we have had two breaking news shows in one day. How about us? We are cranking them out. We may even have another later today. I mean, come on. We don't even know what we got going on. But breaking news today, Marcus Semien has just signed a 1-year, $18 million contract with the Toronto Blue Jays. Not a big contract, but he's a top free agent, so we have to cover it. It is an important deal for the Blue Jays.
It's an Azuna contract, and you saw how that played out. That means
Exactly.
paid.
It is a small deal, but for the Blue Jays, this is massive for them. Not only is this the second big deal they have made in the matter of a week after signing George Springer, but this now solidifies that lineup as one of the best in baseball. This is going to be a potent lineup that the Blue Jays are going to be putting out there every day. Ryan, what are your initial thoughts on it?
I think it's a great signing because you see that they did not look to bring back Travis Shaw. So it looks like that they needed to go and get someone who can play third or somewhere else on the infield to move someone over. And I really like that. And now that solidifies who's going to be the primary DH or first baseman, because now they can choose between Rowdy Tellez or they can do Vladdy Jr. So they have a choice there. What I just saw from Ken Rosenthal, though, is very interesting. Jays had been looking for Semien at second base. That's interesting to me because I know he has experience playing third base from when he was with the White Sox and a tiny bit of third with the Athletics. So that confuses me a tiny bit that they want to go with him at second over third base. I think that could have a little bit of an effect maybe because when I played both first and third. And the way that the ball comes off the bat is very much different. And I saw that when I was over at first and third. So to move him over to second base is interesting, but they keep him up the middle. But I really like this signing.
Yeah, this is a smooth move. And I mean, I personally was a second baseman when I played, and it's a comfortable position. There were a lot of teams that were in on him, most notably the Blue Jays and the Phillies. A lot of teams were talking about him. This is a last-minute switch that I made before we locked in our predictions, too. I went back from the Phillies to the Blue Jays for Semien. I was the only one who got it right out of the show for predictions. And
we're looking at him, and the Dodgers. A lot of teams were in on him right now.
A lot of teams were, and that was the big thing, was that he was a very sought-after free agent for a guy who only signed 1 year, but I think it's a smart move for him. He is a guy who has not gotten a lot of publicity, primarily because he was playing with the Athletics, and now that he's with the Blue Jays, a team that's going to be getting a lot of notice, this team right now is one pitcher away from being a contender for the AL East. I'm going to go out there and say it right now, that if they go out there and make a trade, if I'm the Blue Jays, go after Trevor Bauer. They have nothing to lose. Sign Trevor Bauer, win the AL East. If they sign Trevor Bauer, they are division winners. You can't deny that. I think you're lagging.
Okay, here's the thing. Time out. I don't think they have the money, and I don't think they'll get Trevor Bauer. I think it's to the point where Bauer might have his top decisions, his top teams. I think it would make sense. I shook my head because I just don't think they have the money, and I don't think they're willing to do that. I think it would be a great signing because that gives them that ace that they need. And that ace could put them over the top to get them the AL East. But I don't think they have the money. I don't think they do. If they do, sign them.
Oh, yeah.
100%. You sign them. This is different than the Mets because the Mets have big guys that they have to lock up in the next year or two. The Jays don't. Go get them. If you have the money, make your move. Because here's the thing. Marcus Semien is a terrific shortstop. He's a top 10 shortstop. He has been consistent. Yeah, did he struggle a little bit this year? Yeah, 223 average compared to in 2019, he had a 285 average and belted 33 home runs. He was in the MVP conversation. But, of course, I expect a lot from Marcus Semien. I think he's a great fit there. I think he's a great guy that they can put at the top of the lineup or even towards the middle. I think that this is a great signing for them. Now, up the middle, it looks like they have Marcus Semien and Bo Bichette. That's terrific. Then it looks like Kevin Biggio is probably going to go over to third. So that's not a bad case either. Biggio's a solid defender and a solid hitter. Now figure out what you want to do with first base. Which guy you want there and which guy you want to be DH, and then you're set. The outfield is set. They just got to figure out that first base, who is going where. And then they also have to figure out which catcher they want to go with. Do they want to go with Danny Jansen or do they want to go with Alejandro Kirk? who's a great hitter. So they have two big decisions to make, but yet they don't have to do anything about it besides pick which one fits them better instead of going out and having to sign someone. They have guys who are capable of doing that. And I really like what the Jays are doing. This is a team that I think is going to be in the wild card. They're going to be definitely in the hunt for the division and for the wild card. So I think that this is a great signing, and it just bolsters that lineup. They needed another bat, and they got it.
And now joining us on the show today, looking nice and snazzy coming on in, is Marco Peralta. Marco, what are your initial thoughts to this signing?
I love it. I think it's the leader that they needed in the infield. It was just a young squad in the infield with Biggio, Bichette, and like Guerrero Jr. I think Semien brings a lot of experience, leadership to this team. And I think he is their third baseman now because I think they're going to keep Vladdy over at first. And then you have Biggio and Bichette over at second base. And I think Semien will be going to third base. But at the end of the day, you just don't know. I think that's what they're going to be doing. I think – what's up?
What's been reported is that they're going to put him at second base and probably move Biggio to third. They expect him to take over at second base.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't see. I just got out of that. But if that's the case, then I like it too. Because it just shows how versatile all these players are. Because Semien is naturally a second baseman. I was hoping he's going to be at third. Turns out he's going to be at second base. So I think it's a great acquisition for them. Because now if Bichette goes down, you can put Semien at third. If Semien goes down, you can put Vladdy at third. So I think this team is shaping up for a really, really good infield, and it shows a lot of future with them.
Yeah, and the biggest thing now for the Blue Jays that they have to focus on for the rest of this offseason is pitching. How are they going to fill that out? They have a great lineup already. If they can get the pitching staff looking the way they need to, then they will be in a really good spot and can find themselves in contention for that American League East. That is going to be a big thing for them. If they can shore that up, it'll be something that they can work on and potentially go at. So we'll have to see if they can make some moves there.
I think that's the only thing that that the Blue Jays are lacking, and you said it perfectly, Michael. They're pitching. All of we've been seeing so far is offense, and because when we saw George Springer go there, and we thought also potentially Mike Bradley was going to go there too, and he didn't after all. But now Semien, which I think is a really great acquisition. When I texted you guys like, "Yo guys, Semien is going to the Blue Jays," it's a shocker for me because I was expecting him to stay in California. But it turns out he's going to the American League East, and he's going to make competition for the title, the division title. I don't think they're ready for that stage yet. But like Ryan said, they're going to be in contention for the wild card. I think they're going to be a wild card team. So I think the Blue Jays are setting this up for success as of right now. But in the future, they could be someone very, very dangerous if they help their bullpen as well too.
Yeah, and looking at it, I don't think they need as much for starting pitching unless they can go out and get a guy like Trevor Bauer if they have the money and want to do that. If you have the money, you do it. For the Mets, it's a different situation. But if you're the Blue Jays, you have the money, you go get Trevor Bauer and you make this happen. You get yourself that ace that you need. So I think that's what they have to do. Bullpen-wise, they do need to make some acquisitions. And honestly, it would not shock me if a team like them goes out and tries to get Trevor Rosenthal. Someone you have not heard a lot about this offseason, still someone on the market who was very good last year with both the Royals and the Padres. So I think if they want to get a big arm in that bullpen, Trevor Rosenthal could definitely be that guy because he can be your closer. He can be a setup man. So I think that's one guy they could go out and get, but they just need a couple more arms and then they're set.
Yeah, so we'll have to wait and see. We are going to have to wrap this up. We've got some other things that we have to do today. School, I have dinner that I'm about to be eating. But thank you for tuning on in. This is a good deal. Thank you, Ryan and Marco, for coming on as well. But this is a good deal for the Blue Jays and a good deal for Marcus Semien. This is going to bring the Blue Jays one step closer to being the division champs. This is going to be a very big push for both the Yankees and the Blue Jays down this final stretch before spring training hits. If they want those two teams now, this is going to be a fight. I'm excited to see the Blue Jays back in contention. It's only been a matter of time. They haven't been in it really since 2016. Good to see them finally fighting with the Yankees again. The East, in baseball is looking pretty good. I think it's safe to say. So thank you all for tuning on in today. We might even be back later today with some even more breaking news. We'll have to wait and see. Thank you all for watching, and we will see you guys all next time.